In episode 1, I had Chanel from Best 360. Episode 2, I went to Ben Claremont. And episode 3, Mick from 360 Rumors. Guys, I'm killing it. Greetings and salutations, everybody. I am Scojo in 360. This is a festive time for me this time of year because I just launched this new podcast, and the first people out of the gate are Chanel from Best 360, who I started watching when I started getting into 360, Ben Claremont, who was literally one of the guys who turned me on to 360 in the first place, and the other guy was Mick from 360 Rumors. This guy has all the advanced information, let's put it that way. He predicted a lot of the things on the GoPro Max. I think he was 6 for 7 on the predictions, and they all came true. He's always got the advanced notes. He's got his own website. I mean, it's just like he's the encyclopedia guy for all the stuff you need to know for 360, because I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that can show you how to point the camera and act like a ham, but Mick can give you all the advanced details. He's kind of your inside scoop for 360. So again, I posed to him the same question as I did for Chanel and Ben. What is your dream 360 camera? Take it away, Mick.
Hey there, Scott, and hello, Scojo fans. Thanks for having me on your show. What kind of camera would I wish for? Well, I would wish for two things. One for myself and one for the 360 community. So for the 360 community, my wish is to see real-time stitching with stabilization. Why? Well, as you know, with 360 cameras, we have to stitch the videos, and that adds just a little more friction than I would like. My wish is to see like a grandma, for example, who would use a 360 camera for the first time and be able to upload her video right away without having to stitch it. I think like that would make 360 cameras even more popular.
That is definitely something, if you're new to 360 cameras, you really need to pay attention to is essentially the ease of use, the workflow for these things, because yeah, some of these cameras come and you have to go in and stitch the images together, and then editing them is a pain. And it's like, imagine if every iPhone video you took, you had to format into a MP4 and then put it into another folder, and then you could share it on Facebook. Nobody would be sharing things to Facebook. So workflow, ease of use is a big deal. Thankfully, a lot of this real-time stitching is starting to become a reality. So Mick will get his wish on this one, I'm sure. And speaking of Mick's wishes,
as for me, well, I use my 360 cameras a lot for vlogging. So the feature that I want to see is something that most vloggers want to see from 360 cameras, which is better audio.
Yes! Thank you, Mick. That is something that, if you pay attention to my channel at all, you know I'm a very big audio proponent, because I was a musician, audio producer for the beginning of my career before I got into TV, before I got into producing. And audio is the thing that most people neglect, that they absolutely should not. I mean, if you could have the best looking epic footage, and if you have coming through on your audio, see how annoying that is? Yeah, that all of a sudden takes all the best video that you shot and makes it essentially useless. Now, I do get people writing in saying, hey, I don't even want audio. You know, it's probably one of those things where they're out there, again, shredding the pow for the bras, you know, and for me, like sometimes going out kayaking and things like that. So you don't always need audio. A lot of times you're just going to lay down some music, share it with your friends. That's a grand idea. In fact, what might be a good idea is putting an on and off switch for the audio on the cameras. But audio is a huge thing that you really should pay attention to. So let's keep listening.
So right now, it's really hard to get good audio on a 360 camera for vlogging, just because the 360 camera is kind of far from where we are. There are 360 cameras that do have a mic input, such as the Kodak Orbit 360, the Theta V, and now the Canon QCam 8K. I'm so glad the QCam has a mic input. I'm hoping to be able to use it for vlogging, but what I really want is to make it even easier with a wireless mic.
Now, yeah, having a microphone input it's a good idea. Now, I'm still kind of trying to wrap my head around its full function because basically, I mean, you could put your microphone in there, but are you going to be able to keep the microphone cord and everything else out of being stitched, into your video? So I haven't really quite wrapped my head around how the microphone input's going to help a lot. Again, I'm assuming they might try to use it to put on some kind of shotgun mic maybe that is going to be buried in the stitch, in the body of the camera. So that certainly is a great way to go. Now, personally, my whole world sort of opened up when I got the GoPro Max. One of the promises that it lives up to is shotgun level audio. And it's really good. They give you multiple different levels of audio to deal with. In fact, it even gives you 3 settings to use raw audio, and all of them have different processing levels. So the GoPro Max has done a great job of having audio that is, coming straight out of the camera. Now, a wireless mic, that's an interesting concept.
So I'm not sure how that would work. Like, for example, it'd be great if we could use a Bluetooth headset because a lot of people already have one. Now, I've heard though that there are some limitations with the Bluetooth protocol that limit the sound quality that you can get from recording from the Bluetooth headpiece. If that's the case, then I don't mind buying a separate accessory, as long as it's not super exorbitantly expensive, and as long as it's easy to use. If we could have something like that, I think that 360 camera would be really awesome for vlogging.
Now, a wireless mic could be essentially one of the holy grails for this, but again, I'm trying to figure out how we would do that, because with every wireless mic, you have to have a receiver as well as the transmitter. So I would assume maybe you would have to have a receiver built into the camera in order to have a wireless thing. But again, maybe Bluetooth, or there's probably other options I'm not thinking of. One of the options that I used before going to the GoPro Max, and I have a video about this that I'll try to link up above over my head there, is I've been using the Rode Wireless Go. It's I got it right here. So this is both the size of the transceiver and the receiver and the transmitter, and it gets great audio, and literally it just has a microphone built into it. So you just kind of put this thing on there, and this has been a real godsend for me. The only problem is that then the audio isn't being recorded straight into the camera. It's having to go into a separate device, and then you have to sync it up in post. So you'll get great audio, but you'll have to do extra work, which, seriously, extra work? All right, well, thank you, Mick, so much for telling us about your dream camera. If you have not checked out Mick yet, he's at 360 Rumors on YouTube and .com. Lots of great information there. A great video where he takes the Insta360 One X and goes bungee jumping, which, sorry, I love you people, but I ain't gonna bungee jump to make a video for y'all. I am really enjoying this podcast so far. I've been getting some great feedback. I'd love to find out about guests you might have in mind, topics you might have in mind that you want to hear. So do engage right down below. We are the 360 community. That's what this is all about, engagement. So do engage, do subscribe, do ring the bell on the side so you'll get a notice every time I create new content. And please share this with your 360 friends. Let's rock this stuff now.